Hey guys, Michael here. I hope that you're all doing great today. So a few weeks back I did a video that was basically an overview of the Hecleus Grand Strategy Overhaul. And so this video is going to be a follow-up to that one. That one is where I talked kind of in broad brushstrokes. This one's going to be quite a bit more detail by actually going in, doing a campaign here and showing off some of the mini features of that overhaul. Now, I do want to go ahead and just right off the bat encourage people to try it for yourselves, because there's just so many things in this overhaul that are going to transform your game. Too much for me to show, too much for me to even know. Hecleus does do a wonderful job of providing a document from the mod page in Steam where you can see listed all of the different descriptions of all the changes that he made. He includes in that document the reasons why he made the changes, and it's really a nicely written document, summarizes everything really well, so I encourage you to check that out as well. But I'm going to do as much as I can reasonably in a campaign here just to show off some of the different features of it. So I decided what I was going to do is maybe something that I don't normally do very much on this channel. Actually, a couple of things. Number one, I want to show off some of the auto-resolves, because he does change how auto-resolve works, and I will show that off right away in this campaign. The other thing is he talks about eliminating a lot of the AI cheats, and I'm a little bit unclear on exactly what does get changed. It looks like it says, I think, that he's removed all of the AI cheats in battle, at least. So I don't exactly know, thinking about that, then what these, what these different difficulty settings, and down here, what these different difficulty settings, the AI stats modifiers, I don't really know what effect, if any, they now have on Hecleus. Perhaps if Hecleus sees this video, he can comment himself. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to do something, like I said, that I don't normally do here, which is I'm going to go normal. I'm going to leave battle difficulty at very hard, because as far as I know, this only changes the behavior of the units themselves, and I do want them to try to dodge my spells and things like that. But we're going to go normal and just see what a normal campaign is, because I really do think that the Hecleus Overhaul transforms the game so much that it might be pretty useful to get a sort of a baseline experience on what a campaign is going to be like, even on this difficulty setting right there. So that's what we're going to roll with here. I'm just going to leave this, like I said, on 0 as well. These other settings are just kind of, I don't really go crazy about the in-game scenarios that CA released. I think it's kind of a lazy mechanic, personally, lazy way to introduce arbitrary difficulty into a campaign. I would much rather a campaign be difficult organically, which I think is exactly what I'm hoping that the Hecleus Overhaul is going to provide. So let's go ahead and jump on in.
We rule the night.
Okay, now a couple of comments that I want to make on mods. The only functional mod that I am using is the Hecleus Grand Strategy mod. Now, I am, as you can tell already, using a few cosmetic mods as well. Nothing too dramatic. Basically the ones that I pretty much always use. So those of you who are familiar with this channel are used to seeing like Dynamic World. I'm using the new Heraldry mod, which I absolutely love. A few things like that. I think I'm using the one that memorizes my camera settings, so those are already set for me. But and I'm using the faster interns camera, I think. Anyway, so the other thing that I wanted to mention here in terms of doing something different than I normally do in the campaigns on this channel is I want to show off the auto-resolves, and we're going to immediately see the auto-resolves in effect right here, because we're going to go ahead and move our heroes into our army. And if you are unfamiliar with this mod or have forgotten the video when I talked about this a few weeks ago, boom, right here. Couple of really major things jump out at you. Number one, We have no auto-resolve indication here. We don't know whether we will win or lose this battle. The game is no longer going to tell us what the auto-resolve would do for us. The second thing is that you can see that settlement garrison is reinforcing the defending army here. So we're actually now looking at a battle that is quite a bit tougher than your normal starting battle would be for Isabella von Karstein. So what I want to do here is, I probably should have tried to do it recruiting a few Raise the Dead units before having done this battle, but it's a little bit late now. We're going to go ahead and auto-resolve this, because I don't know. This is my first time doing an Isabella campaign using Hecleus Grand Strategy, so I don't know what this is going to do. I think we'll still win, despite the fact that this is obviously quite a bit of a tougher fight. We do see an awful lot of chaff in their army, and we do have more decent units in ours than they have in theirs. So we'll see what happens here. But again, just to really illustrate, we could lose units that we don't expect to. We have no way of knowing, even if we do win, what units we're going to lose as a result of auto-resolve. So here we go. Let's find out what happens. Pyrrhic victory. Okay, we lost our Vargeists. Took some pretty significant damage there. More or less, I guess, probably what I would have expected. But yeah, so I don't plan on doing this a lot. I might, for the early campaign, I might do like maybe 50% of the battles auto-resolve, just so we can get a better sense of how it's being calculated and, how much it really impacts the campaign. But I still want to obviously fight some battles as well, because the mod actually makes pretty significant changes to the battles as well. It slows things down, which I like in particular. So let's go ahead and do this here. I think I'm going to take the replenishment. Doesn't thrill me. The total dark magic doesn't thrill me. So I think I'm just going to take the murder captives here and take the experience. And so now we have done some significant damage to that garrison, which should make it easier to defeat that garrison. But let's talk about some of the other things in this mod now. And again, I'm not going to be able to talk about literally every single change that the mod makes, because there's just so many. But, of course, I'm no longer in my own territory here, so I can't show off the recruiting. The recruiting is now different. Let's go ahead and give Isabella her skill up here. And we'll try the Raise Dead. I don't know whether this is going to be any different. It doesn't look like the Raise Dead mechanic is any different. Let's just go ahead and fill up our army with what we can. Why not? Should have done it before the previous battle, but it's okay. All we lost was a flying unit, which I'm terrible with anyway. Now, I do want to also point out that our campaign movement range has been reduced by 28%. So, yeah, definitely going to impact people's campaigns. Again, something I quite like. The composition of your army does have an effect then on your campaign movement. So the bigger your army and the slower the types of units, artillery and things like that, the more impactful you can expect that to be in terms of how much it slows down your campaign movement range. And then also you're going to see this supply points here. Now, I'm not going to try to explain this myself. I read over his notes, and the you can see it. There's a little indication of it up here. I do wish hovering over this would give you better detail, but instead it just shows you the income up here. So that's one thing that I would recommend, if Hecleus can add a little bit of a tooltip or something up there to help explain what's going on up there. That would be good. But you can see right here, this army is consuming 10 supply points. Again, it's based on the army composition, and I'm assuming that plays into also what our campaign movement range is, as well as probably the upkeep. But honestly, I'm going to have to go back and reread his notes to get a better explanation for all that. But for now, let's go ahead and finish off Eschen here. So again, we can't see the results. I think we could pretty safely assume that this one would be a decisive victory at this point, because they really have almost nothing but rubbish left. So we'll go ahead and do this. I'll make sure that I'll fight a real manual battle here in the very near future. But for now, yep, all we lost were 9 total. Pretty much the kind of auto-resolve results there that I would expect. Didn't get much out of it either. And let's go ahead and do our Occupy here. So we've got Province secured. Now, there's all kinds of strategic campaign level impacts that the mod makes, including things like you've got, now we can see up here we're at -1. But this expansion penalty is what I want to call attention to. So this is calculated, I believe, every single turn. That basically is going to be a growing penalty as your empire expands to just keep the snowball effect from happening really, well, hopefully throughout the campaign, but definitely you don't want early in the campaign for the campaign to feel over because you've been able to just expand a little bit, and you know, with the snowball you can very quickly just, you know, outpace the AI and no one can stop you. So this is going to be a slight debuff that's going to happen to us. You can see construction costs and income penalties that are just going to get worse and worse as our empire grows. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply our other skills here. Go ahead and give you the hunger, and we'll go ahead and give you replenish troops. Potion of Farsight, which is a range buff. I don't know that that's going to be good for anything at all for us. May end up actually selling that down the road at some point if we need the money, but for now we've got our entire province secure here. I do want to take a look at the garrisons. I'm not using a garrison mod here, so this is just what Hecleus does, and that to me looks like it's a stronger garrison for Castle Drakenhof than it normally would be in vanilla. However, a lot of units, but again, a lot of really crappy units, so maybe not much stronger after all. Let's go ahead and do, yeah, we want to go ahead and do the Mausoleum of the Mad Count. We want to get some vampires online, and we've just burned through all of our money in the process of doing that. We could demolish this building. Let me just quickly take a look here at what Schwarzhofen. Having this resource is probably more valuable to us than having this production building. So I'm going to do that. And here we have growth. There's definitely value in growth. So I think I will keep that one. I'm just going to replace this one then with the resource building. And just taking a look at these others really quickly, I might actually want to replace it with this line, this building line right here, because this is going to, this repression line, because this is actually going to get us more money than the resource building. This does provide some additional control, so it's kind of balanced. This is a better mix of income and control, whereas this is more income than it is control, but I don't think I need that extra control right now. We do see I don't see anything that looks out of the ordinary there. If we take a look, we are still getting the self-correcting mechanism of public order. So if we did dip deeper into the negatives here, it would self-correct a little bit, which is not my preferred way of doing it. But I don't want to run with any other functional mods other than Grand Strategy. Let's go ahead and turn on the growth here, and now let's contemplate our next move. Obviously, we could come up here to Waldenhof, or we could come over here to Castle Tempelhof. This is a, it's a pretty, for the most part, pretty rubbish garrison right there. No. That army, let's see if that's their only army remaining. We should be able to get a rough sense of that just based on this relative faction strength right here. So it looks like that's probably their only army. So we could go at them next turn, and in anticipation of that, what I'm going to do, oh, I can't afford it. I actually maybe want to reconsider. Maybe reconsider one of these options. Now, I was going to recruit another lord, but I think we're okay. I think we'll be okay. we'll have a little bit of money after we demolish this building, enough to do another recruitment via Raise Dead. I can't actually recruit much. I could recruit one zombie. So one of the things I was going to show off, and I'm not actually seeing it here right now, is unit caps. The Hecklius Grand strategy does... Oh, nope. Okay, we do have unit caps. You can see them by hovering over the individual unit cards here. So you can see we can have up to 10 zombies. We can't see it up here on the recruitment options panel, but we can see it if we hover over the unit cards themselves. We can have 10 zombies in an army, 10 skeletons in an army. We can have 6 grave guards specifically in an army, but they also count towards a heavy armored infantry capacity of 10. You can also see the supply points. So here's our running supply points total. So consuming 11 supply points right here. This unit is consuming 2 of those 11. So is this one. These others are not consuming any at all. Now we get to the Vargulf. This is consuming 3. These bats don't consume any. We could have a maximum of 6 of those in the army, or 8 total flying units in the army. And then this black coach is 2 supply points, and it is 1 of 4 war machines, or 1 of 8 chariots and war machines. So very, multiple levels there in terms of the capacity. I like that. It's a lot to think about, a lot to get used to. Okay, so we're not going to recruit anything because all we could really add at this point is 1 more zombie unit, and I don't really see a ton of value in that. I probably will want to do a manual battle when we attack Castle Tempelhof, and I'm not actually sure whether we can, because I don't know if we have Siege Attacker with any of these units. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the Lords no longer automatically get Siege Attacker, and certainly the characters don't. Okay, so we're going to not have a siege engine, so we're going to have to lay siege and build some siege weaponry. Okay, anyway, research. Let's go ahead and just start out our normal research right there, and I'm gonna big fan of keeping track of our mission objectives right there. And diplomacy wise, the diplomacy has been changed. I read through them once. I'm not going to try to recount all the changes to diplomacy. I think it'd just be more interesting to sort of get a sense for how it's changed as we play through this, but it is intended to make their decision making more logical and less exploitable, which I certainly approve of. I don't see anything that's jumping out at us here, except of course that Tempelhof would be willing to make peace with us. Just out of curiosity, if we did want to offer them peace, they would give us almost 5,000, which probably makes sense because they are quite weak at this point compared to us. But I think, let me just double check, are we likely to have any other enemies right off the bat? It is quite interesting that we now have, we start out with diplomacy with the Barrow Legion and the Red Duke over here. It looks like they're the only ones that we don't have, or that we do have diplomacy with, who we normally wouldn't, but it could be some of these others as well. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've played Isabella in vanilla. Okay, so if we're not going to do the peace treaty, well, if we did do the peace treaty, we could turn around and attack the Empire like Ostermark up here. Or we could obviously attack the dwarfs down here. But I think it's going to behoove us to try to expand a little bit first in vampire territory. So we're not going to make peace. We're going to go ahead and end our turn. Alright, so it obviously would not have been good for us to plan on attacking Ostermark anyway, because Draika has already done that. So, war declared. Let's take a look at this. So we've got the Deceivers declaring war on Templehof. Interesting, okay. We've got the Greenskins and Dwarfs. We've got the Barrow Legion in Marienburg. We've got the Skaven and Dwarfs. We've got... Interesting. Okay. That's not something you would see in vanilla. We've got Zufbar and Karak Kadrin at war with each other. Okay. I wonder, is there a lore reason why that happens? Anyway, then we also have the another Greenskins faction and Zufbar as well. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what we can get from Raised Dead. We could get one more Graveguard. We have plenty of capacity for them. They will consume 2 more supply points. We're already at the point where we are at -2 here on supply. I think what this means is... Okay. I hope I'm not mis-explaining that, but military buildings provide... You can't see it here, which is a little bit unfortunate. I wish that there was, again, more useful information on these tooltips. But military buildings provide supply, and military units consume supply. And so when you're over the amount of supply that your military buildings are providing, I think, I'll have to double check this, but I think you have to pay extra. It doesn't look like it's impacting our campaign movement range. Okay. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to take this Graveguard. So now we're going to see our supply jump up to -4, I believe. Still says -2 right there, so it must be calculated at the beginning of the turn. But you can see it did increase by 2 right here. And we did that, of course, without building a new military building. So presumably we're now at -4 supply points. It's just not being represented up there just yet. Now, we don't have enough... Ooh, interesting, okay. We don't have enough movement to make this attack. Okay. That is definitely another big change. Obviously, this -30% now campaign movement range is enough to prevent us from being able to attack Castle Templehof in a single turn. Some people are going to like that. Some people are not going to like it. I personally really like it. You know, it's going to lead to a lot more strategy, a lot more fighting of field battles. You can't just jump from one settlement to the next turn after turn. But I know some people have gotten so used to being able to do that that they prefer it, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and do this. I definitely want to increase my income. And what we're going to do then, we're going to come out. You'll also notice there is no march stance anymore, so we can't ever, as far as I know, we can't increase our movement range at all beyond what you get in normal stance. But what we're going to do in this case is we're just going to go into channeling stance. Or maybe we would want to consider going into ambush stance. 0% ambush. Okay. Probably not worth doing that. It's unlikely that this army, even after a turn of recruiting, would try to attack Eschen anyway. So we're not going to do that. We're going to stay in our own territory. We're going to come over to here. Michael's going to sniffle a little bit. And then we are in position to attack next turn. That's going to be a really difficult fight now. With that size 14 garrison plus all the recruiting that they're doing. We don't know what all is going to be in that army, of course. It's hopefully just going to be mostly chaff. We're already doing all of the building that we're going to do, and I've already checked all of that. So let's just go ahead and really quickly double check our diplomacy again. Clan Creepus would give us some money. They are at war with Draika. No real motivation for me to make her upset with us. So let's go ahead and do another intern. Alright, we can see the Beastmen have started wreaking havoc over there on Stirland. Now, what are they up to? That is now a size 14 army plus another size 14 garrison, means 28 units against our 15, and our 15 are damaged. So this is going to be very, very interesting. We do have buildings constructed. We have war declared between Ostermark and Bone Rattlers, that's Azhag. And between Red Eye and Karasa Croft, that's fine. Doesn't really matter that much to us currently. Now, our money situation's looking okay. Can we recruit any more? By the way, we're still at -2, which is confusing to me. I did think that unless this is providing 2 points of... maybe it is. Maybe this is providing 2 points of supply capacity. Because that's the only thing I built, right? No, I completed the gibbet here as well. But I don't think that's providing any. Again, this is where it would be nice to see on these military buildings. Aha. Supply reserves changed. It is listed right here on this panel. Did I somehow miss it maybe when I was using this panel? I don't have any open building slots here, so I can't check from here. But okay, so this is good to know. At the very least here on this panel, you can see the supply reserves change. Okay. And so this landmark building here at Castle Drakenhof did not provide any. And neither did this repression building, so I'm not sure why we're not at -4. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. But anyway, we have a little bit more money, so I can try to raise debt again, and I think we'll take these Cairn Wraiths. Consume 2 supply points. Okay. Now, our army of 16 is going to lay siege here to Castle Tempelhof, and we'll have no way of seeing what the game thinks in terms of auto-resolve.
Death and destruction.
It looks like it will let me click on auto-resolve, which does surprise me a little bit, because maybe, aha, that's why right there. The Vargulf does have Siege Tacker. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this for more of a sense of what auto-resolve does, but also because... No. We'll go ahead and build up some... Let's build some battering rams. Let's build up however much we can do in a single turn. There we go. Okay, so we can get 2 siege towers and 1 battering ram done in a single turn. Then I'll just go ahead and add the same thing again for a second turn if we decide that we want to do that. But the first turn, what we'll do is we'll wait and see if they sally out to attack us. But for now, we'll continue siege. This right here is why we are able to auto-resolve to go ahead and attack this turn if we really wanted to. Again, the Overhaul does make changes to siege battles. For example, there's no real-time building, so this alleviates the need for the no real-time building reborn mod that I usually recommend. And anyway, let's go ahead. Let's see if they come out and attack us over the end turn. And for now, the rest of this stuff I think is okay. Let's go ahead and check diplomacy again. Tempelhof is still willing to make peace with us. They would pay us 2,500. Not really that dramatically different from what I would expect from vanilla. Let's go. By the way, our public order situation, this is probably because I'm playing on normal difficulty. Our public order is really very clearly not going to be an issue. It looks like the public order system is just going to be very similar to the vanilla system. Alright, let's go ahead and end our turn. Okay. Very interesting. So they elected not to sally out and attack us. We do now also have the Beastmen invading Temple Hall from the west. Okay. Technology researched. Well, let's go ahead. This will probably be a decent way to wrap up this first episode. I didn't even notice we were getting replenishment. That's kind of interesting. Not exactly sure why we're getting replenishment. Casualty replenishment rate is obviously very good from having the vampire here, but is it because of our... It could be related to supply. I honestly don't remember. Let's see, can we recruit any more? Yes, we can do one more Karen Wraiths here. Now, we are going to go ahead and launch this attack. So, they've got a lot of units, but mostly chaff. This is a terribly designed layout. I cannot begin to say how much I hate this layout. It's just so stupid. So yeah, you got to make better walled city maps. I mean, this is just awful. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and do it. Okay. And the reason, now that we're on the map, I'll go ahead and show you what I mean. The reason why this is such a terrible layout, for number one, I mean, we're talking humongous imperial cities. Altdorf uses the same map. Absolutely ginormous city. And this map has managed to make it look quite small. So it doesn't exactly convey the grandiosity of an imperial city, does it? But also, the even bigger functional problem is you can attack from over here or from over here, and there are no defensive towers aimed at it. So, yeah, nice design work there by the engineers who built the walls for this map. Okay. Anyway, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and take a look at our units that are using these siege towers. I think what we'll do, we'll put the siege tower units over here. Do I want the crypt ghouls to be using them, or do I want to switch this over? I'm going to get these crypt ghouls off of that, and I'm going to put on these Graveguard instead. And then we've got these Graveguard right here, pushing the battering ram. Put the battering ram here, but... I'm going to move it a little closer there, but I'm going to take you off of the battering ram. And I'm going to have that battering ram pushed by zombies. Okay. And then let's go ahead and just put the rest of these units back here. Now, the Vargulf is going to be over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to run that Vargulf around over to here and try to bash down this gate, or possibly even all the way over here to try to bash down that gate. That might be what I do. And then we're going to take the skeletons over here. You guys are already kind of more or less where I want you. Let's get these skeletons over here. Those zombies are fine. Crypt ghouls are fine. The hex wraiths are fine. That Vargulf is fine. The bats can be back here. And the black coach. First of all, I'd have not very good speed on any of my characters. The black coach is faster. The black coach can go with... Now, I want the black coach to be here so that it can provide the support black nimbus there. The damage resistance support for the fighting going on here at the wall. Okay, so first things first. First things first is actually going to be the Vargulf. Start battle, run over there. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this going into that gate. Let's get this going up to the wall. Let's get this going up to the wall. And everybody else can sit tight for the moment. Let's go ahead and move Isabella and Vlad up this way as well. And soon I will move the Black Coach up as well. I could have attacked up here where the walls have no towers. I just think that's so dumb. Okay, then let's get the bats ready. Bats are our only flying units. They do have some bats over here as well. This is interesting. They have decided not to man the wall towers themselves. That's interesting. Is that it? Nope. Okay. We could see them on the walls right here. For whatever reason, they don't have these. I wanted to kind of hover over it and see what the firing arc is on those walls, but I guess we won't be able to do that. Okay, this black coach, I need to kind of get him out of the way. He's probably not quite where I want him. There we go. Actually, get over there in between the two. There you go. You figured it out.
Isabella von Karstein.
Okay, now Isabel, can you climb? Yes, you can. And so can Vlad. Alright, let's get Vlad up here. Isabella, you can come over here. Alright, now it's time to start getting the Hex Wraiths over here. And Vargulf, you are... Okay, they're sending the direwolves over here, so I'm glad I'm sending you all the way over to there. You go ahead and you attack that gate right there. Okay. Over here, we're up on the walls now, where we want to be. Vlad, you're climbing. We can hex those cripples right there. Let's get our bats moving forward here. Hex Wraiths can go up the siege towers as well. These crypt ghouls, let's get you all moving forward. Zombies, very slowly, get you up there. Okay, let's go ahead and bring these Graveguard up. These are our halberd Graveguard. Okay, this is interesting. Let's get our Fellbats attacking their Fellbats, and also let's get Isabella debuffing those Fellbats. Okay, right here we have Vlad up on the wall. You can help out the fighting up there. Let's go and get our other vampire over here. Are we winning the fight between the Fellbats? It looks like we are. That's good. Let's get our Vargulf over here now. He's charging on in. That's what we want. I can't see anything over there currently. Okay, Vlad, you go ahead and do your damage resistance. And those are Fellbats. Let's try to take out those Fellbats right there. These Fellbats, let's look for... They don't really have any ranged units because they're vampire counts just like we are. So you guys can sit back. I will wait for a different target for you all. Now this is kind of unwanted right here. These Graveguard are kind of losing. So let's try to throw a heal on them. And can I not heal them for some reason? She can't target them? Their leadership is higher than broken. Oh, they can't be on a wall. Ah, that's a bummer. Alright, let's get these Fellbats then helping out on those Fellbats right there. Vlad, you can You can buff those. Okay, how are we doing here on this wall? Oh, we've broken through. Didn't even realize we broke through. Okay. Come on in. That's good. The, here, go ahead and charge right there, and then we also want you all to come charging in. The, battering rams, I do believe, are extremely strong now against the gates. Let's get these crypt ghouls ready to come in and help out. Let's go ahead and continue to do some debuffing wherever we can. How about right here? Let's go ahead and get this vampire up onto the walls as well. Can't cast spells, I guess, from the wall. All right, right here. What are we fighting? Oh, we're just fighting the gate. Okay, he's got it halfway down. That's good. Our hex wraiths now are involved, and this one right here is losing for some reason. That's not great. Okay. Isabella. Vlad. Vlad, you've got things pretty well under control, it looks like. Off yourself, I suppose. Up, we got some spearmen over here that we need to take care of. I'll tell you what, let's go and get these zombies up here. This vampire can help out. Her melee attack is not great, but she can contribute. You can kind of see what the mod does in terms of slowing down the battles. Again, your mileage may vary. Some people will like that and some people won't. Surprised we... Okay, they just disappeared. I was just about to say, I'm surprised we don't have those fell bats going yet. And now we do. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get Vlad down off of the wall. This vampire, you can help right there. And Isabella, I want you to try to come inside as well. These crypt ghouls. Okay, Isabella looks like she's Where'd she go? Where did Isabella go? Oh, she's wedged in there. She's stuck. Oh, that's not great. Oh, she wants to climb up the siege tower. That's the problem. That's not what we want. Okay. Let's try to get the crypt ghouls inside here. Alright, Vargulf. You have now broken through. What do we have here? Dire wolves. You can destroy those dire wolves. I hope. I hope you can destroy those dire wolves. What about the Black Coach? You should be coming in here and helping out as well. I do not love that the Vargulf here is not winning his melee against dire wolves. Now he is. Okay, that's good. These Cairn Wraiths look like they are in a little bit of trouble. But it's okay. This, slowly but surely we will wear them down. That's how battles really, quite frankly, ought to be. Okay, we need to debuff those Black Knights down there. Try to get on those Black Knights. Vlad. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to get some more of the fighting going on down below. Let's go ahead and try to move her in. Nope, that's not how you do that. Ah, it drives me crazy. Could you please go in through the open door right in front of you? It looks like that might do it. Okay, meanwhile, our Vargulf here. Oh, he's about to get attacked by skeleton warriors. That's probably not what we want. He is drawing some of the enemy over in that direction. At least it's not spearmen. If it were spearmen, I would probably have him retreat. Okay.
Isabella von
Isabella. Okay, looks like we finally won up here on the wall for the most part. This vampire right here. We need you. You can help out right here. These fell bats. Let's go ahead and actually get you moving inside. And these fell bats, I want you to pull back. Disengage and pull back. Actually, you know what? You guys disengage. Actually, you already did. Very good. Okay. All right. Right here. What do we have? Zombies over here. We've got more dire wolves over there. Okay.
Isabella von
Isabella. Okay. No. Isabella, I told you to come through the door. Oh my lord. CA. Fix siege battles. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Even if we try to micromanage, the game won't let us. Look at this. I have no way to get her to walk through that door.
Swiftly.
That door's wide open. I get it. There's some units right there. She can push through in any kind of a field battle. She can push her way through our own troops. She needs to be able to do it here as well. Okay. All right. How are we looking here? We're fighting crypt ghouls. Right here. Let's go and get this vampire down there helping out on those crypt ghouls. And also, you can go ahead and cast a Spirit Leech. We have plenty of magic right now, so that reminds me, actually. Let's get Vlad. You can cast on those crypt ghouls. And also on yourself. And you can try to get down there. And you can also buff this Grave Guard. Let's try to get the Grave Guard down there now as well. On those crypt ghouls. Isabella, you can debuff. Are the Black Knights still in there somewhere? I thought I saw Black Knights before. I know they had a unit of them. They might be gone by now. Black Knights, I saw them there a second ago. There they are, Black Knights, okay.
End them.
Alright, she is not down off the wall for some reason. I've asked her multiple times to do so. And Vlad, what are you doing? At least you're down. Buff yourself.
Vampire.
And you, I need you to cast.
Curse of years.
Okay, meanwhile, our Vargulf is still fighting over here. He's bogged down. He's not really doing a lot other than tying down 4 units, which there's value in that. So that's fine. Let's check out our can wraiths here. Okay, all of you, right here. I do need to be very careful. Grave Guard, you can help out on them. Cairn wraiths, you keep fighting here. You can help over here. And Vlad, what are you doing? I kind of wanted Vlad to help out over here as well. And Isabella. At this point, I'm desperate. Whatever you can do to get yourself in there, please do. You can fight those dire wolves. You can fight. I need to find those Black Knights. I definitely want my halberds on the Black Knights. Right there they are. Okay. If at all possible. Okay, these guys right here. You help out on these skeleton warriors over here. What are we running at? What are we chasing over here? Kind of hard to tell. Let's get you down here. Let's get you down here. Let's get you all down here. And you can attack them from behind. Okay, we almost have the enemy lord down. This is looking good. Okay, let's go ahead and get the fell bats involved. Let's go ahead and try to get the black coach involved. These skeletons, I've never even bothered to move them into the battle, into the fighting. Okay, how are we doing up here? We should have Graveguard up here. I thought we did. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it too much. These guys are weak binding. You can finish off those crypt ghouls. That suits me fine. Isabella, go ahead and target those dire wolves. Vlad, target those dire wolves. Vampire, she took out the enemy lord. You can now start to conquer this territory. These fell bats. At this point, let's get you back. No reason to sacrifice you now. Are things disintegrating? It's a little bit hard to tell. Let's get the hex wraiths, or sorry, the Cairn wraiths going. You all can help out right here. Things are not disintegrating yet, but they're critical binding. Here, you turn around and hit these dire wolves from behind. I don't have any dire wolves or of my own, any fast units at all, other than the Vargulf, who is bogged down. Otherwise, I would use faster units to take out the control points inside the city. But this Vargulf is just doing his thing over here, so he's fine. Isabella is now inside the city, so that's good.
Vlad von Karstein.
Vlad, let's... Okay, we're still trying to take out these Black Knights. Keep having a hard time targeting them, however. Black Knights, there we go. Yes, you all as well. Black Knights, there we go. Okay. Yes, and Black Knights. Critical binding, we ought to be able to do quite a lot of damage to them, I would hope. Meanwhile, everything else other than the Black Knights looks like it's going down. Crumbling, crumbling. Critical binding. Weak binding. Black Knights are critical binding. Okay, over here, what you're fighting is weak and critical and stable binding. Okay. Should just be a short while now, and yep, everything's disintegrated. Back to the Vargulf, I guess. Disintegrate, crumbling at least. Try to get him over there now, since he's fast. Oh, this is not crumbling. Okay, well, if they're not going to crumble, I guess we'll fight them then. They're crumbling now. Is that it then? Any other enemies? Doesn't look like it. And she's winning, so she's fine. Why? What? You got to be kidding me. He cannot. Look at this. CA. This is a chariot here, a magic chariot unit that I'm wanting to go through an open gate, and he can't figure out how to. Maybe if we micromanage him to this extent, he'll figure it out. Okay. Fell bats, I guess we could go ahead and get them back involved now. Alright, meanwhile, Isabella and Vlad, yeah, you two stay together. Let's get the Hex Wraiths up here. Vargulf, you're still fighting. Things are not, they're crumbling, but they're not crumbling quickly, that's for sure. You're actually taking damage down here now, that's bad.
Die, mortals, die!
However, what we should be able to do is a invocation of the Heck here to heal her. And then what am I just not in range yet? I guess oh my lord, look how, wow, there we go. Okay, he cast it. Keep going, Vlad. Isabella, why did you stop?
Yes. Quickly!
Von Karstein.
Oh, okay, never mind, they all disappeared. That's good.
Find me if you you dare!
She's getting her health back. That's good. All right, pretty time-consuming battle, but I feel pretty good about taking on 28 units with, what did we have, 15 or 16? You can see them disintegrating. That's going to do it right there. Okay. So you can definitely get a sense for how much slower these battles are going to play out, at least as one example. Apparently that's not the last one yet. What is going on? They still somewhere have another unit? Where on earth? Alright, well, let's go ahead and keep taking... Up, right there it is. Crumbling. Alright. It is what it is. I'm not going to charge them with my Vargulf, because they'll actually do some damage to him. He's exactly the kind of unit they are designed to fight against. Okay, we'll get you all moving up here into the center. And again, you can cast another Invocation of the Heck on her. Get her healed up. The Black Coach can get up there as well. Can use a little bit of healing. The Vargulf. This is kind of interesting. You can see that the defenders of the city are definitely not suffering their morale penalties as quickly as they would in vanilla, but they are still suffering them. So these skeleton spearmen are crumbling, but they're still not disintegrating. And they just disappeared because we moved too far away to be able to see them. That's fine. When they get close to us, we'll see them again, and they'll probably be quite a bit smaller. Alright. Meanwhile, we can do another Invocation of the Heck. Back over here. We should see the Skeleton Spearmen again here soon. I presume. There we go. Took that control point, and I kind of assumed they would be coming up this ramp right here, but they could have come up this way. In fact, that's where they are. Okay. We can see them now, and they are still 141, even though they're crumbling, so they are not crumbling quickly, that is for sure. Let's go ahead and send the Karen Wraiths over towards them. Meanwhile, everybody's kind of converging on that main central victory point. Pretty sure Isabella here.
Vampire.
Oh no, that's the vampire. Where's Isabella?
Queen of Darkness.
Lord of the Dead.
Let's go ahead and get a debuff on them.
Attack! Vlad von Karstein.
Kind of slow here. I guess I can speed things up a little bit. Yeah, now that there they go. Now they're disintegrating. Very good. Okay. Boom. Victory. Alright, so pretty fun little battle there. You know, made more fun by the fact that I'm still learning all the battle changes that the Hecleus Grand Strategy mod makes, and so you don't really know when something kind of unexpected is going to happen. However, having said that, obviously it would have been even more fun if there weren't such really obvious bugs in the siege battles, and that is something that only CA can fix. But meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and occupy. And I'm going to wrap up this first episode right there. I'm already having second thoughts about playing on normal difficulty. I guess we could always go in here into our game settings and change this campaign difficulty if we want to do that. I'll go ahead and do it for at least one more turn on normal. We'll see if anybody has any opinions on the matter. But yeah. I'm really excited about this grand strategy. I do feel like like Hecleus does like to play the game in much the same way that I do, and I know that many of you do as well. So I'm really enjoying exploring this mod in more detail. All right, anyway, thanks everybody so much for watching. Please feel free to comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.